On the 27th of December 2023,
Yeah.
It was a Wednesday at about 2 a.m. Parliament passed 5 new tax bills.
27th December
2023.
2023.
Time I'm very busy and focused on Singathon, Nii Cookathon. No? Yes. Government or Parliament was in Parliament. So we passed 5 new tax bills. 2 of them are very significant in there. Back on here, VAT has been reviewed upwards. Onua introduced a new tax called emissions tax, and that would affect every user of petrol and diesel engines.
Yeah.
It is all moto who you see abobo ya ne sanyamano. Because of that emissions tax, I'm say because who release smoke out of your engines, you have to pay an emissions tax. Now, JB, these 2 taxes are going to affect every single thing I hear Ghana. Because once VAT it affects everything. Your utility bills, everything is touched by VAT.
Yeah, sure.
Another thing that will be touched by VAT is your petroleum products, diesel, petrol, Nissan.
Yes.
But apart from VAT, they've introduced the emissions tax, which will affect petrol and diesel and all those fuels.
Pollution tax.
No, so this was emissions tax which has been introduced. 5 new taxes. So, but you're going to pay more, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, sure.
No matter what the tag has been put on it, you're going to pay substantially more than we used to pay.
I see.
And I'm saying many Ghanaians till date do not even know say BBC or so.
Oh, yeah.
Because during that time, now I'm for a chill or more job we need it's people up to now in the new year and then 9th January.
Yeah, sure.
People still don't even know say you're passing 5 new taxes. At that same parliament sitting, Onua approved 290 billion Ghana cedis. So that's government expenditure, that's appropriation bill, was also passed.
I see.
And they've given them not 5 or 10 billion, we're talking about over 200 billion Ghana cedis have been given or approved for government to spend. Now, JB, mind you, sir, your current national debt stock is unbearable. You signed over 200 billion account for them to spend. And how many Ghanaians know about these things? And see, who can say, now you're chilling during the December.
Yeah.
JB, I couldn't chill, I could not have fun. Because all of these issues were pressing and dependent. How do I even go out and say, I couldn't get these things out of my head. And I'm saying, I watched the energy Ghanaians did chilly the December. No, I wish we could focus on political matters the same way. Ghana will be free. Ghana will be free.
Yeah.
But see, let's come to other issues. And see, all of these things are pending. On the 7th of January, just on Sunday, you say a year program be for Independence Square, the convention, right? And then there were supposed to be 4 main speakers who were attending. Julius Malema, who is from the EFF in South Africa. Yeah. That's similar to the organization that we have in Ghana, the EFL. There was Professor P.L. Lumumba, who is from Kenya. We had Dr. Arikana Chiombori, who is from Zimbabwe. Yeah. And then we had Peter Obi coming from Nigeria. And see, so also the makeup of the panelists that was formed for this program, it's a purely Pan-Africanist panel, right? And you had representation, there was none from North Africa, but from West Africa, Central, East, and South. Yeah, sure. There was a good representation of the continent. And as I was sharing among who were invited to this program, there were people who were, who are people you can refer to as political giants in Africa. They have a very good international following. JB, how do you give them the permit all the way back in November last year? And then 1 hour to the program beginning, most more cancel program. And I crave your indulgence. Maminkai, this letter we got from the office of the president.
From the office of the president?
It was a statement that was offered as an excuse for what has happened.
Okay.
And it's a signed document.
Yes. So from a
media director.
So we will have it on the screen very soon.
And this is from the office of president, and it was sent on the 7th of January 2024.
And when they signed it?
It was signed by H.M. Wood, the chief director for the chief of staff.
Okay.
Yes, H.M. Wood. Yes.
Okay.
And I'm going to copy the deputy director for the diaspora affairs. That's Dr. Nadia Adongofin.
All right.
And so the letter says, the heading of the letter is a revocation of permit. And I'd like us to pay attention to what this letter says. I'm going to say, we write to revoke immediately the permission granted per our letter number OPPH02 that was dated 11th November 2023, which approved your request to use the Black Star Square for the above event. Or say, this decision has been necessitated by an unforeseen state event scheduled to take place at the venue, I beg your pardon.
All right.
I'd like to highlight that paragraph again.
Moi, share live on TV. So this is the letter signed by the
Chief Director.
The Chief Director
for the Chief of Staff.
For the Chief of Staff as the Office of the President.
Yes.
Okay.
And so I'll show the second paragraph. Now say, this decision has been necessitated by an unforeseen state event scheduled to take place at the venue. I'll come back to this paragraph. Under the circumstances, the amount of 10,000 Ghana cedis paid by your office for the use of the venue will be refunded. We regret any inconvenience this may cause.
Oh, okay.
Back to the second paragraph. Or say, this decision, that's the decision to cancel the event, has been necessitated by an unforeseen state event scheduled to take place at the venue. You see, how can a program or an event which is unforeseen be scheduled? My goodness, you can't believe these things if you don't see them. So nobody can make this up. I must say, they canceled the program because of an unforeseen state event, which has been scheduled. Unforeseen, let's say, you had no idea about it. It was...
Into a program, but
I must say, they are unforeseen. You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
It's almost say they are canceling the event for an unforeseen state event which has been scheduled.
Oh, okay.
It doesn't make sense. You see, you an unforeseen event. Idea to me who say ABC, not AC. That's unforeseen, right?
No, say
but one man, Nipano, no, I'm gonna say I'm gonna cancel Wayne for an unforeseen event. But I'm gonna say a state event.
Yes.
How can a state event which has been scheduled be unforeseen? But because this is from the Office of the President. I'm not surprised, JB, that we go into certain contracts, which we later realize have been very criminal, if nothing else. Because to me in kind simple brofo, and you cannot use your English words correctly, and you write out a letter like this, an unforeseen state event which has been scheduled. How does this make sense? But you see, this was a national day of shame for Ghana because...
Oh, really?
Oh, yes, a very big national day of shame.
I see.
Yes. How? I like that. I've mentioned, sir, these were 4 political giants in Africa who cover West, Central, East, and South Africa, right? Sure. So this was a Pan-Africanist movement, right? Now, our president has been touting a lot of Pan-African rhetoric when he goes outside. With the eyes of also, but pardon me. Yes. And your president has been sold to us, sir, or you're Pan-Africanist, and then he supports. So outside Ghana, like when he met the French president, his rhetoric is Pan-Africanist, right? And he said, "Yenya opportunity be say the 4 political giants who represent 3/4 of the continent coming into Ghana." And mind you, Ghana has always been known previously as the gateway to Africa. And for such an event to be organized here,
what was the event?
The convention.
Yes. So it was for a particular agenda.
No, but hold on. Whatever agenda it was, I am saying you have 4 political giants, right, meeting together to have a conversation. Whatever that agenda was, I'm saying there's a representation of 3/4 of the continent.
No, Metiasio.
Yes.
But you say yes. Yet set is so for a particular discussion.
I wish you let me make my point.
Maybe make you point.
Right.
Me Wuni and Ivan. Yet Yetiano say ye do uncomo. I'm a Ghana for
right.
But the share behind the scene as a Yetihonomoa is a different agenda. So we might be sitting here today, na ye cancel as some year Canada for the interest of ye for the for. But see your quabonte and I see a free camera na ye ko baby fufu so it's a different thing. But
that's done. But I'm saying, sir, these people have a following, and if you follow their rhetoric, you see they push a certain agenda which is Pan-Africanist, right? Yeah. So I'm saying, sir, if these 4 people are coming onto one platform to have a conversation around Africa, it would have been in Ghana's interest, sir, would have even be part of it. I was hoping, sir, the program would have happened, and then our presidential aspirants, either the current president or his vice president who is looking to become the next president, would have taken advantage of such a platform and addressed the people. And this would have not just been for Ghana, but would have been for the majority of Africa.
I see.
So I was looking at how this would have actually put Ghana back on the map. See, I know Ghana's title of being the gateway to Africa has been taken by Rwanda. Rwanda is now claiming to be the gateway to Africa, and nobody can take it from them because they are proving, say, they are the gateway to Africa.
But say program number and their agenda is different from, say, you remember lecture or you remember mechanism to as Pan-Africanists, you become a woman as a
No, but we didn't know. So I'm saying the people who were coming are known for that rhetoric. So share on speeches on mama everywhere. That is the agenda they've been pushing.
Yeah.
Dr. Arikana Chiombori has been talking about Africa and our problems. Yes. Lumumba has been doing same. Malema has been known for same. So I'm saying, irrespective of what the agenda might have been, these are people who are known for pushing the Pan-Africanist agenda.
But so,
who would have acted?
Say Abano Bekasibia. Event na koso wi ansa na yetu ho anamo.
No, but
and I
I say so if Abain is going to cancel anything, you had since Abain na nemma musa approve ourselves. And before you approve of something, you should screen it and see, say, what are you going to do with the venue? What is the program going to be like? But here we'll scrutinize before you issue the permit.
Yes.
And see, if they didn't do that, that is even an indictment on the government as well. Because you don't just grant permits to people to come and do anything at all. No, you should scrutinize and see what they are going to do, the agenda of the program, if it's going to be beneficial to the people. And then you either decide to give the permit or revoke it. But they gave the permit last year in November, and then 1 hour before the program will start, we'll say more revoke or more permits, because of unforeseen state event. My goodness. But you see, so no, it's a national day of shame because the way and means the whole thing was done shows that Ghana really is not a democratic nation. We only speak about democracy, but we don't practice democracy. It's an indictment on the international community because you don't treat international people who are coming to your country in that manner. And you see, if you see the presence of the police and the army, and then their posture towards the people, right? I said it was not. It was more than just, oh, we are cancelling your event because of another scheduled event. And so this even goes to another indictment on the government. Say, Mama Obi permit from last year. Say, oh, you see the venue for this program. How is it that you didn't know, say, another state event was going to clash with that same event?